So today we have a lot of Nigerian students preferring to school in Ghana and other parts of the world than schooling in Nigeria itself. And I'm going to tell you the reason why this is happening, and it will continue to happen. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new to my channel, thank you for clicking to watch this video, and please watch this video to the very end and also subscribe to my channel. So a couple of days ago, Jam, the body called Jam. So if you're Nigerian, I know you're already used to the board called Jam, and Jam is the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board. This is the body, involved in the admission process of going into university, starting from the exam, the entry and all of that, to getting into a Nigerian university. So a couple of days ago, as a Nigerian student, within, of course, if you're just finishing secondary school or you're about getting what's called admission into the university, you would have registered for this exam, because without it you cannot get into a Nigerian university, right? So yeah, a couple of days ago they actually wrote this exam. Few days later, the exam results were out, and JAMB actually brought out statistics to show the number of students that registered, wrote this exam, the amount of results that were withdrawn, the number of students that got so and so grade above, so and so grade above, which I will be dropping on my screen. Now guys, total of people who actually sat for this exam showed that we had 1,940,000 young people, students, who sat down for this exam. Did you hear that right? 1,940,000 students sat down for this exam. So you can think about that. So yearly we have millions of people sitting down to write these exams. And how many universities do we actually have in Nigeria that can cater for this number? So in the report they gave, they also gave the number of results that were withheld. Withheld could be because of malpractice, because of discrepancies, because of one issue or the other. Probably your center had an issue, because it's a computer-based exam. Actually, you had computer matter, whatever you probably there was an issue, so your result was withheld, which might later be released. Number of withheld results is 64,624. Total number of results that were released is 1,842,464. 1.8 million. Then now, because the exam have the half score ranking, and based on the kind of course you want to read, there are certain scores you must make in your JAM. There are certain maybe departments, faculties and courses you want to read. There are certain grades you should not go below. You must be high as so and so. So they graded 300 and above. Now the total mark, total mark altogether for the subjects you'll be writing, because you'll be writing 4 subjects, is 400. So for those who got 300 and above, they had 8,401 students out of 1.9 million. 300 and above, 8,401 students. Then those are scored 250 and above, so that's between 250 and 299. We had 77,070 students. Then those that scored below 200, that's like from 1 to 199. Those are 1,402,490. So when you total everything together, yes, it will be giving you around that 1.9 million. So guys, so those that are really, of course, there are universities that actually do 180 and above based on the kind of course you want to read, So now my mind is even going to the number of students that had to sit for JAMB. And I'm thinking, the number of universities we have in Nigeria, can you actually accommodate all the students? The answer is no. So even with this doesn't even guarantee that you're going to get admission into university. Let me even state that. So because you got 250 and above, or you got 300 and above, doesn't totally guarantee that you are going to get admission into university. Reason being that you're still going to sit for entry exam into the university you're going to. So it's possible you pass JAM, and the entry exam into university, you might likely not make it. So you see Nigerians having to go here, go to other universities outside Nigeria, actually Ghana happens to be one of the top, where you see a lot of Nigerian students coming to go and study. So you can see in the statistics I gave you that we have over 1.4 million persons who scored below 200. Now I know a lot of people will be quick to want to say it's because they are not intelligent, it's because they are not this, they are not that. Don't forget that exam is not the true test of knowledge. Exam is not the true test of intelligence. Like, there are so many people out there that might not be so good in certain things. Doesn't mean they are not intelligent. So yeah, exam is actually not the true test of knowledge. But you still, to get into this, you have to write something, So for the 1.4 million that didn't make it to the cutoff, probably the cutoff of some schools, because there are still actually some schools who take maybe 170, 180 and all of that. So some of them are going to find themselves having to maybe travel out, come to different places to come and look for how to school. Ghanaians. So do you realize why? Because sometimes when we don't even know the statistics, you just feel like it's not, some of them are not even leaving Nigeria because the schools they have there are bad. Not necessarily. Is the number of intake, the competition. You have to fight. In Nigeria, we fight for everything. We fight for everything because we are too much. Probably that's why, because of how an average Nigerian is used to struggling. When they go out there, it's easier for them to make it. So you see a lot of people say, why are Nigerians this, why are Nigerians that? Because where we are coming from, we fight for everything, including school. Like, you fight for school. To get into school, it's almost like it's war. So there are a lot of people who just end up going to private university. Yes, there are a lot of private university out there. They are not as expensive as what you get in, when you go out there. Because Kwame Nkrumah University I mentioned, they pay in dollars as an international student. And I've done an interview with a Nigerian, who schools there, and the prices she was given. Like I said, the link is in the description box. You can actually do well to watch that video. That doesn't mean that's the only university in Ghana, but I think I prefer going to a government university than going to a lot of private universities, because I see people going to one story building university, 2-story building. That is all about the university. And you say, how? I was like, how? Like, there are a lot of universities that are also chopping you people raw. Like, they are eating you raw because they know that they are Nigerian students who are desperate, who want to come, they just want to leave, they just want to go to school. So they are chopping you guys raw. So instead, I would actually prefer, there are universities you can go to: University of Cape Coast, University of Ghana. But on top of my list, and the best university in Ghana is actually the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. So I would like you to do your own research. Apart from the video you're going to watch, do your own research about this particular university I talked about. Find out, you can actually, just do your research. Because the video you're going to be watching, she talked more about our own department. So there are other departments. Your own might not be medicine and surgery, it might be other departments. Even the young lady, why did she not wait to, it was still the same thing, I think jam or no jam something too. And the strike, and this another part I did not mention. Yes, I know for over a year now we've not had any university strikes in Nigeria anymore, and this new administration actually made it a thing. They increased the school fees. See, then when the universities in Nigeria, there were still a lot of them, their school fees was about 30 something, 50 something, some 100 and something thousand naira, compared to what you're going to be paying. If you convert that to cedis, that was about 800, 1,000 cedis. Even Ghanaians in Ghana do not pay that low. They pay from, I think, 2,000, 2,500 You can actually give me the exact figure in the comment section. So some of them pay that high, 3,000, depending on their cost too. But as an international student, you're going to be paying in dollars. But back home in Nigeria, University of Lagos school fees was quite low before this present administration. Hey, all the subsidies have been removed. So even government universities right now, you'll be paying above 100 plus to school in any of the government universities in Nigeria. Now, strike was an issue. In fact, the last strike that happened took over 8 months. So there are still some students that don't really have faith in the Nigerian education system. So some of them just felt like, okay, let me go out there. But now, to our greatest surprise, I'm going to say the truth here. Once. I think I've heard about strike twice happening in Ghana. And even when they want to go on strike in Ghana, they try as much as possible to go on strike during holidays, when students are on holidays. In Nigeria, nobody cares about you. They go on strike anytime. But for like over a year now, nobody has said anything about strike. So that's another thing a lot of people consider, the fact that the population, number one is the population. The number of students who want to get into university with you is crazy. Number two, the strike factor. Yes, I must say Nigerian education is one of the cheapest. Let's not even lie. It's quite cheap, but the stress. Why are Nigerians leaving Nigeria? The stress. The government is not doing so much. There's so many things. So these factors also affect education to an extent. Not because these universities are not good. Let's not even lie. Go and Google top schools in Africa, top universities. 2 or 3 Nigerian universities are gonna pop up, so we're not going to say we are doing too badly, but the government factor is still there. The number of students who are coming in with you, the strike factor. Though the strike factor, like I said, it has not happened in over a year, and I'm sure a lot of Nigerian students are happy with it. Even when federal universities used to go on strike, if there are certain universities, I remember my state where I used to live, Rivers State, Port Harcourt, Nigeria. The state universities, they don't go on strike. So even when federal schools used to go on strike, they don't go on strike, because why are you going on strike? Your fees, your salaries are being paid because they run them from the state. So don't you dare go on strike. So you might have that luck to be in a university that doesn't go on strike. But if you're in a federal university, before now, you must go on strike. But let's all watch how things will play out. So going back to what I was saying, this is why you get to see a lot of Nigerian students running out to go to school, because they can't afford to wait year 1, year 2, year 3. I've been out of school 3 years. You're waiting to get into a Nigerian university, and it's taking a whole lot. So the Nigerian system just frustrates you and keeps you at home. So instead of just being at home, a lot of them start thinking of alternatives. And of course, one of the alternatives is neighboring West African countries. Even Benin Republic right now, there are a lot of Nigerian students schooling there. That's the truth. A lot. Why? We just said it. 1.9 million people wrote exam. 1.9 million. Next year again, they're going to roll out another. Maybe it's going to increase, definitely. Maybe 2-point-something million people are going to be writing JAMB. So the number of schools we have, over 200 schools, but they can't cater for everyone. So everyone at some point just needs to go and sort themselves out. Well, that's how Nigeria has always been. You sort yourself out. Nobody waits for government normally. So guys, have I been able to explain to you why this happens? Have I been able to explain to you why you continue to see Nigerians, especially Nigerian students? We have a lot of them living in Ghana, schooling in Ghana, and you're still going to see more joining them this year. Yes, a lot of students are still going to join, the ones you already know. So in the comment section, are you going to start welcoming them when you say no, we don't want you? Please want them more, because it's not their fault. You can see the statistics JAMB themselves gave us to let us know that the number of students coming out of Nigeria in the name of school is actually huge, and currently the government cannot do much. Private universities, we have a lot of private universities. If I'm not mistaken, almost 100 private universities in Nigeria, and even at that, they cannot do so much. So, because they can't wait, nobody's going to wait. You're not going to say, oh, because this private university is... you have to go and sort yourself out on time. And that is exactly why a lot of them are out there. You're not going to blame them, you know. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new to my channel, do well to subscribe. Like I said, the video to the best university in Ghana. Of course, I said I interviewed a student there, and she gave, you know, everything you need to know. Living expenses in Kumasi, it must have increased a little bit though, but it gives you, you know, it gives you an idea of what it looks like. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. All right.